All right, guys, good morning. Once again, it is Sunday, June 12th. I'm here in sunny Halifax, Nova Scotia from the hotel room. Big Marcel's over there in the Netherlands, Marcel, and we're going to be previewing UFC Austin here, Marcel. We just recapped UFC 275, an epic card, Marcel, and now we'll be previewing UFC Austin. Marcel, how's it going? And you excited for this card, my friend?
Yeah, man, how's it going? Long time no see, dude. Yeah, of course, I think this is an amazing card. I actually think this is a stacked fight night, and it's on ESPN. That's probably why they stack it more than when it's on ESPN Plus. Yeah, great card, a lot of fights. Let's hope it all stays together, and yeah, looking forward to it, man. Although I'm still. In my mind, I still have UFC 275, so. But
I think it's hard. I know, me too. But again, it's not like I want to be doing this Sunday because I like some time to digest the fights from last night. But again, I'm not going to be around the next couple of days. So again, it's going to go back to normal next week, guys. I'll be back here on Monday at 5 p.m. Eastern with Marcel. We'll be doing the podcast at the regular time. I'm actually at a different time zone right now, Marcel, right? So I'm like, it's a little bit later than usual for me, but it's all good. Looking forward to talking about this card with you, my friend. We have 14 fights, Marcel, here. It's actually quite a good card. So I'm looking forward to talking about this one with you guys. It should be good. And Joe, appreciate it, man. Thanks. Thanks for listening, dude. I mean, we wouldn't want to do it without you guys in the chat. So it's always fun to have people in the chat. I say let's get right into it, Marcel. We'll start with the first fight, and let's go on to this, Marcel. So first fight of the night, guys, we have Ricardo Ramos taking on Danny Chavez. This was kind of like a late addition to the card. And to me, it looks like kind of a mismatch, and the odds are indicating that too, Marcel. Ramos minus 300 here, Danny Chavez plus 250. So what do you think, Marcel? Ramos or I believe he's the Mexican Warrior. I think that's his nickname. Colombian Warrior, excuse me. Danny Chavez here. What do you think about this one, Marcel?
Yeah, so I think it's kind of a weird matchmaking, to be really honest. I think Danny Chavez, in my opinion, didn't draw against Kai Kamaka. I think it was a loss, so in my opinion, he has 2 losses in a row. He actually won his debut, against TJ Brown. That was an impressive win, in my opinion. If you look at Ricardo Ramos, he lost his last fight against Subara Tuhugov, but Tuhugov is a good fighter, and for that, a win over Bill Algeo, which was impressive to me what he did in that fight. I don't really have a good read on this fight at all, but I feel like Ricardo Ramos is the better fighter, is the more talented guy. I'm going with Ramos here. Does he get a finish? I don't think so. I'm going with unanimous decision for Ricardo Ramos.
I like Ramos too, man. I mean, I don't see why he wouldn't win this fight. I mean, he has the much better grappling, and I think Chavez against Jared Gordon got taken down a couple times, held down. Ramos is a good fighter, man. He's underrated more so. I mean, he has the win over Bill Algeo looks really good, and I'm surprised that he gets this matchup with the guy who's supposed to get cut from the UFC. I don't really get it, to be honest with you. He also has that win over Kang. That's a good win. Zahabi's a good win. This guy's solid. He's not amazing, but he's solid. And I fully expect him to win decision here, Marcel, like you said. I think he just kind of takes the guy down, grapples him. And even on the feet, I think he can probably be a little bit more effective too. So minus 300, I mean, this is a parlay piece, I think, guys. I think he wins. I don't really understand the matchup. I guess loser gets cut, Marcel, but it's kind of weird that Ramos will get cut when Algeo is getting all these big fights. Algeo's fighting Billy Quarantillo next, but this guy doesn't get anyone with a name. It's kind of weird to me. So that's what I thought to this one. Some other comments here. Marcel looks like you're underwater. Kind of does, actually. Marcel is floating underwater background. Adam, hope you're enjoying vacation. It's been great, Joe. I appreciate you telling me that, man. Thanks. It's been really good. I've seen so much, guys, in the last week. It's crazy how much we've done. It's really great. The card they plan to have. Yeah, Dolidze and JB Bays. We'll talk about that as well. Appreciate you streaming on vacation. Yeah, man. Thanks so much, dude. I appreciate you listening, dude. I agree the win over Kang looks really good. It's a great win, man. I agree. All right, let's go to the next fight here, Marcel. Next fight, guys, is Adrian Yanez and Tony Kelley, according to UFC stats. Is that right, Marcel? I mean,
it's a featured prelim. You're freezing again for me, so I don't know what to say. I don't know if you hear me, but Adam, are you still there, dude?
Sorry, guys. I don't know what happened here. You guys there? Marcel?
Yeah, man, I hear you, but I don't see you. Yeah, I see you again. Very wobbly, but I see you.
Yeah, sorry guys. I don't know. Sorry guys. Do you think I want this? No. I mean, it's not my fault.
Of course not. Of course not.
No. Okay. Sorry. Yeah, I am shocked it's over the featured prelim. Let's talk about this quickly, Marcel. This fight before again, I'm using UFCstats.com. Adrian Yanez right now, guys, minus 315. Kelley plus 265. I'll start with this one. I mean, I love Adrian Yanez here, obviously. I think he destroys Tony Kelley. I think he smashed this guy, gets him out of the UFC probably, Marcel. I think that's probably going to be for Tony Kelley. Adrian Yanez just systematically, I think, beats him down here, Marcel. Body shots to the head and finishes him with TKO probably, I think, in the second round. That's my prediction, Marcel. Thoughts?
Weird as booking, this is I mean, Yanez should have gotten a step up in competition, in my opinion. I think Kelley is okay, but he's not really a step up in competition. I'm taking Yanez here as well. I probably need some time, actually. We saw in the Randy Costa fight, remember, where he struggled in the first round, came back. I'm taking him with the second round stoppage as well here.
Oh, we both have that. Yeah, I think that's what happens too. That's kind of the way I see the fight playing out as well. So it should be a fun fight while it lasts, Marcel, but I like Yanez, man. I like the guy in general. He's such a great fighter. So, all right, let's get to the next fight here, guys. It is Roman. By the way, where's the JP Base fight? Is on this card, right?
No, it's
next week. It's on next week's card. That's right. Yes, they moved it. Okay. They didn't want Roman Dolidze on the same card as JP Base with Shan's list was there. Roman Dolidze versus Kyle Daukaus here, Marcel. The next fight in the middleweight division. Kyle Daukaus minus 20, Roman Dolidze plus 185. Your thoughts, Marcel?
Yeah, man, Roman Dolidze is like the entertaining version of Jacob Malkoun, but not really. He kind of bores me out as well, I know he's fighting Kyle Daukaus. Dolidze will try to wrestle him, take him to the ground, but Kyle Daukaus really good on the ground as well, technical. Yeah, I feel like Kyle Daukaus is a guy who hasn't shown his full potential yet in the UFC, and I think he has, You saw against Kevin Holland that he did well, in my opinion. I think Daukaus wins here, dude. I'm going with a decision win for the American Kyle Daukaus here.
I like him too, man. Marcel, I just don't really understand why he goes from a co-main event spot, gets a submission, then they're booking him like almost in the first fight of the night. I don't get it really. Like it's almost like a demotion here. I really like him in this fight. I mean, Roman is a decent fighter, but I think that what he does well, Daukaus is better. I think he's the better grinder, the better grappler. I think he could submit him, Marcel, but you're right. Like Roman's pretty tough. I don't think he's been finished yet in the UFC, so probably going to be a decision, but there's outside chance of a sub. I like Daukaus a lot in this fight, Marcel. I'm completely with you on this one. All right, let's get to the next fight, Marcel. Deron Winn, your favorite fighter, Marcel, against Phil Hawes here. Interesting. I'm just joking. Yeah, I mean, like the odds for this one, again, pretty high, for Hawes, minus 240, plus 205 and Winn. But I'll start with this one. Like, I like Hawes. I mean, because again, it's the same thing, Marcel. Like what he does well, what Winn does well, Hawes does well too with the wrestling. And then Hawes is, to me, the much better striker. I know he doesn't have a great chin though. I mean, he's kind of got a bad chin, so that's the worry. But I don't really see Winn as getting a guy who knocks him out. Winn's a short little guy for this division. I think Hawes kind of just keeps the fight standing. Marcel outstrikes him. Like what he was doing against Curtis before he got knocked out, just does that, kicks, punches from distance. I think he wins the decision, but maybe he gets a finish. But I don't know. I'm thinking a decision for Deron Winn. For Phil Hawes over Deron Winn. I think he wins, Marcel. I mean, the odds are a little bit high though because again, he's kind of one of these guys that Marcel he loses fights he should be winning. So that's the worry here. But to me, like what he did to Kyle Daukaus, people forget about that. And what he did to Imavov. I mean, the guy and Malkoun too, Marcel, with the knockout. He's a decent fighter. He's not bad. So yeah, I'm gonna go. I gotta go with Phil Hawes, man. I gotta go with Phil Hawes. Give me your thoughts, Marcel.
Daukaus Hawes is just inconsistent, in some of his fights, but he's a talented fighter. Deron Winn, very short for the division, but has a good ground game, solid wrestling. Kind of a fight that Hawes should win normally, but you never know. Winn is strong, and he can come up. But the thing is, like you said, man, I feel like both guys have kind of the same thing with the wrestling, and Hawes has that his stand-up is probably better than Deron Winn. So I'm thinking Hawes as well, but I'm going with the decision, not a finish.
Yeah, that's why I'm leaning the same way, to be honest with you, Marcel. So we have pretty much the same read on this fight. Let's get to the next fight here, guys. It is Eddie Wineland against Cody Stamann, and I don't really understand this fight. I'm like, when they booked it, I was like, Eddie Wineland still. I thought he was retired or so. Like after that knockout loss last year. Listen, Eddie Wineland's been a guy that I've enjoyed watching over the years, but like he's been coming off a couple of straight brutal knockout losses here to Castaneda and O'Malley. It's been a while since he's fought. He's 38 years old now, turning 38 this year. Cody Stamann, not the most exciting guy. He's lost 3 straight fights, but look who he lost to. Like Magomedov, Merab, Jimmy Rivera fight. I mean, I know he's on the UFC, but he's actually a good fighter. Like I just think Cody takes him down, grinds him out, Marcel. By the way, the odds, sorry, I forgot to mention that. The odds, minus 500 and on Cody Stamann, plus 375 on Wineland. I think he could be like minus 1,000 here. I don't see how Wineland wins. Stamann wins, Marcel, by decision. What's your thoughts?
Man, when that fight was announced, I was like, say what? It's like, why? I mean, doesn't make sense. Stamann is like almost close to the top 15. Always close to either was for years in the top 15. He just fell out, I think, after the Said Nurmagomedov fight. And for Wineland, he was a great fighter, but it's been years ago that he was really competitive in the top of the division. You know what I mean? This was actually, I don't know if maybe he was ranked around top 15, but he was never really big. I know he is the former champion WC, right?
Yeah.
So I don't understand this at all. Eddie Wineland has 1 win in his last 5 fights and was against Gregory Popov. Stamann is just still a very talented guy, still can make moves in the division. I'm taking Stamann here as well, man. Maybe he even finishes him, but I'm going with a decision for Cody Stamann. A pretty dominant one, 30-27.
I agree. And I got to get this card. I agree. I mean, you're right. The takedown defense is actually quite good. He's got 86% takedown defense. It's good. I don't really think Cody has to take him down. I think he can just press him against the fence, Marcel, and grind him out that way. I also think could knock him out potentially too. So yeah, no, it's not permanent move to Sunday, man. Sorry, dude. That won't be it. I'm just on vacation, but I appreciate you watching, Zach. Thanks, friend. Let's go to the next fight here, Marcel. Maria Oliveira taking on Gloria de Paula here, Marcel. Odds on this one, Maria Oliveira right now is, let me see here. She is, Gloria de Paula minus 265, Oliveira plus 225. Your thoughts on this one, Marcel?
Yeah, so this is actually a fight between 2 girls who really like to strike, right? I think Gloria de Paula, she won against Belbita last time. It was a close fight, but I think she won the fight. Before that, she didn't really look good, man, against Jinju Frey and against Cheyenne Vlismas. She had that really weird thing that she was standing up and she got head kicked against Cheyenne Vlismas. Maria Oliveira has 1 fight so far in the UFC against Tabata Ricci. She got taken down and controlled there, man, which was well done by Ricci, but wasn't a great fight to watch. This is difficult, man. I feel like Maria Oliveira, we haven't seen much of her yet in the UFC, but I kind of have to go with Gloria de Paula here, man. I've seen more of her. I think both girls have kind of a striking style, and I think de Paula wins by a decision. Will be close fight, I think.
I think the odds are a little bit off here, guys. To be honest with you, like it's too high on de Paula. But I think in the end she will win decision, Marcel. I don't know. I just think minus 265 on her. Like she's been in some really close fights. The Belbita fight was very close. She has some other losses, obviously. I'm not buying her as a big favorite here. I do think she'll win decision, but I personally wouldn't lay the juice on her to win this fight, Marcel. It's not really the fight that I would feel good about. Heavy juice on, Marcel?
Typical close women's fight that will be probably a split decision.
Yeah, I think it could be. That's a good call. All right, let's go to the next fight here, Marcel. We have Court McGee against Jeremiah Wells. This is a good fight as well. Wells right now is the favorite here, guys. Actually, sorry, the line it's actually even now. Wow, the line's evened up here. So Wells opened at minus 175. Now it's minus 110 each guy. I'll start with this one, Marcel. I'm a little surprised the line's even. Because I think at this point, Jeremiah Wells needs to be favored to beat a lot of these guys. No, Cormac, he's a great fighter, man. Like he's great grinder, great gas tank, tough as nails, but he's also older, Marcel. He's 38 now. He's getting up there in age or 37, excuse me. He's turning 38 this year. Wells, I know he's a little older too at 30, 35, but I just feel like he's a lot fresher, has a lot less fights, right? And to me, like what he's done, I know the guys he's beaten. Alves is a good fighter, but Blood Diamond is not great. But they haven't been close fights. Like he's just destroying these guys. I know McGee's looked great the last couple of fights for sure. The Brian Maj win looks really nice. Everything. I just think Wells can kind of match him with the grappling marks on the feet. I believe he's the better striker, far superior striker with more power. So I don't know. I'd like to hear your thoughts on this one, Marcel. But I like Jeremiah Wells here, guys, at -110. I think he wins the fight, man. I don't know. Your thoughts, Marcel?
Kind of feel the same way, dude. I think Jeremiah Wells has looked really good so far, besides almost fumbling against Blood Diamond when he was walking through the cage and he got stuck there, remember? I think he's a really good fighter. He's a Daniel Gracie guy who have been on an amazing streak so far, all these guys from Daniel Gracie. McGee won his last 2 fights, looked good against Silva, and looked extremely good against Brahimaj, dude. I think it was really impressive what he showed there. That's probably why the line is so close. But I feel like Wells should be able to win. So I'm taking Jeremiah Wells as well, just like you.
Yeah. All right, let's go to the next fight here. Jasmine Jasudavicius, the Canadian, against Natalia Silva. She's making her UFC debut. Kind of a weird matchup here too, Marcel. -270 for Jasmine, +230 for Natalia. Kind of weird fight. I mean, Jasmine's already got a win in the UFC, and she's fighting a newcomer here. I don't really understand the matchmaking, Marcel. Any thoughts on this one? I'll give my thoughts after. Go ahead.
Yeah, difficult, man. I don't know too much about Natalia Silva, although I like to look at her pictures on Instagram, gotta say. I gotta be honest, man. I think Jasmine Jasudavicius, she is really good, man, in my opinion. She is 7-1, right? But she should have been, in my opinion, should be undefeated. I think she didn't lose that fight in CFFC. Yeah. She really impressed me with the wrestling against Kay Hansen. You know, I think she did really well there. And I don't know too much about Natalia Silva, so for me, easy pick, just Jasudavicius, probably via decision here.
Yeah, and someone's bringing this up. It's true. I mean, she's been out for a long time, 2.5 years layoff. It's a long layoff.
She was injured, right?
Yeah, so I watched her tape. I mean, I have watched her fights, and definitely good ground game, Marcel, but I just don't know how well-rounded she is. I mean, she's fought some pretty good competition, though. She's fought, Maria Rodrigues, and she's been a pro back to 2015, so she's been a pro since she's 18 years old. I mean, she's been preparing for this for a while. 6-fight win streak. 6 fights in a row. Entering her UFC debut, I don't know enough about her, Marcel, at this point to confidently pick her. I like Jasmine. I just think, again, the line's a little high to me, guys. You know, I think she should win, Marcel. She has that win over Kay Hansen, but I like her against Kay Hansen because she was a huge underdog, right? We liked her there as an underdog, Marcel. Not a huge underdog, but she was +150. But we both liked her there at dog money. You know, I'm as a massive favorite here, -270. I'm not really buying it, Marcel. I got to be honest with you. I'm going to pick her, but not really someone I would confident. I feel better about Ramos. I feel better about Cody Stamann than her at kind of like the same price, you know. I feel better about Kyle Daukaus, you know, to be honest with you. So that's my thoughts. Did you guys hear the UFC signed Alien Perez after video of her tweeting got viral? What is this? Who is this?
I know Alien Perez is fighting Sarah Ferrin in Paris, but I don't know what he means.
I don't know either. But yeah, I know what you're saying about that. I remember we talked about that fight like last week or something like that. All right, Marcel, here we're going to the main card now, man. I'm looking forward to this main card. I like the main card a lot in this card, Marcel. I think it's fantastic, and I'm looking forward to talking about these fights with you. Let's start off with Julian Marquez taking on Gregory Rodrigues, RoboCop Marcel, a.k.a. Barack Obama, Marcel's guy here. Gregory Rodrigues, -190, Marquez, +165. The line opened at -110 each, and so the opposite of the Wells-McGee fight, this one went the opposite way. From a pick 'em, and now it's a pretty big spread here for Rodrigues. So give me your thoughts on this fight, Marcel.
Man, great fight at first. You know, I think Marquez was supposed to fight somebody else, but Gregory took the fight on short notice. He was supposed to fight Wellington Turman. It's actually a better fight, dude. Yeah, Marquez coming off those wins against Alvi and against Maki Pitolo. Gotta say, dude, the Maki Pitolo fight, he really needed to finish in the 3rd round. He got to finish, and the Alvi fight wasn't wasn't really amazing either, but he got the finish as well. Gregory Rodrigues lost to Armin Petrosian in a fight I think he actually won. Before that, a stoppage over John Park, which was really good in the win over Todorovic. And that loss in the contender series, remember, against Jordan Williams. I didn't really expect that back then. Overall, I think it will be a very close fight, but I feel like Rodrigues is going to win here, dude. I think he wins at least 2 rounds, probably. Has to make sure he doesn't get finished in the third because Marquez has that long breath where he can do it. But I'm going with a unanimous decision win for Rodrigues in this one.
They're both really good fighters, I think. Rodrigues has looked great, I think, in the UFC. I know he lost his last fight, but overall has looked great. The win over Parker looks really nice. Todorovic win was nice, too. Marquez, he's weird, right? Because, a lot of these fights, Marcel, he's losing, and then he comes back and destroys the guy at the end, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of weird, but I think the guy's super tough, man. I think he's just got a lot of toughness here and really dangerous, obviously, with submissions. In fights he's losing, come back and win. Striking decent, too. I think he's tougher, Marcel. I think this fight could come down to the toughness and durability, and I feel
you're freezing again, brother.
He can kind of touch this guy up later on in the fight and get him out of there. But, it's an interesting fight. I mean, Rodrigues is definitely solid. It's not like the most confident underdog pick in the world here, guys, by any means. But I think the line, minus 110 each when they opened it, I think that's more accurate than minus 190 Rodrigues personally. So I think I got to go with Marquez, Marcel, and I'm going to take him by knockout. So that's my pick in this one, man. All right, let's go to the next fight here, guys. We have, this fight. This could be the fight of the night, Marcel. This is an amazing fight. Damir Ismagulov against Dolidze, Marcel. Just an incredible fight. Minus 170 on Ismagulov, plus 145 on Dolidze. What are your thoughts, man?
Oh, man, yeah, this is a great fight. And it's such a difficult fight to pick here. I think Dolidze had an amazing UFC debut against Gamrot, which was a close fight. Could have gone either way, but he got a split decision. Damir Ismagulov, super tough. Remember when you said that he would have maybe trouble in the early stages against Rafael Alves? And you were right. He had trouble in the first minute. Yeah, he had trouble, but he went well through it and he won the fight. Yeah, super difficult fight to pick, man. I think both guys are really talented, have a really strong game. Can come very far in the UFC. I still feel like Ismagulov might sneak out a decision win, but absolutely wouldn't have been surprised if Dolidze wins here.
I actually feel the same way about you as this one. I think this fight, first of all, I think it's the best fight in the card. Maybe besides the main event, but I think this fight's incredible. Such a great fight. It's kind of weird that they put on this card in Austin. I don't really understand it, to be honest with myself. It's kind of weird. I think it's a very competitive fight, guys. Honestly, they're both really good fighters. It's just that Dolidze hasn't fought in so long, Marcel. I'm just not sure what to think right now. And I know Ismagulov also has been off for a while. That I think he had the weight cut issue last year against Mustafayev. Where's Mustafayev, by the way? He hasn't fought in forever either now, which is kind of sad, because he made weight for that card. In the end, Marcel, I just feel like Ismagulov's got a little bit more experience in the UFC. He's a little bit more proven, but it wouldn't surprise me if Dolidze won either, Marcel, So I would stay away from this one, guys. I would not. It's probably dogger pass, honestly, but I'm leaning towards Ismagulov to win a very close decision, Marcel. And it is such a great fight. I love this fight, guys. And Damir's ATT. ATT is a great gym. They don't always win. We saw with Joanna, she didn't win, but that gym is phenomenal, obviously. So yeah, Marcel, my thoughts on this one. I got to go with Damir by decision. That's my pick on this one.
This dude says Damir is an Austin hippie. That's why.
That's funny, yeah. They're hippies down there. It's very trendy and stuff. All right, let's go to the next right here, Marcel.
Oh, by the way, Ryan, the recap. We did the recap before this one, so you can watch it back.
Yeah, hey Ryan, what's up, man? Sorry, I missed your comment. We did 2 podcasts today. You can go back and watch it. It's on the channel right now. Sorry, guys. Again, I'm away right now. Still want to do the podcast. Most people wouldn't be doing the podcast. Most people would just be sleeping right now. But I fucking love this shit, so I wanted to do it. You know what I mean? So let's do it, Marcel. Let's go to the next fight here, Marcel. Joaquin Buckley against Albert Duraev. Good fight here, Marcel, in the UFC middleweight division. Give me your thoughts on this one, Marcel. So we have right now the odds for this one. Duraev minus 195, Buckley plus 170. What's your thoughts on this one, man?
I'm actually kind of surprised Duraev is the favorite here, because I would think after his last fight he wouldn't be. But I just think like he's a great. I really think he's a really good fighter, and I think his last fight was kind of underwhelming against Kopilov. He didn't really fight well in that fight, but I think Buckley. Listen, man, Buckley can knock him out, but he's not going to knock out Duraev, man. I think Duraev wrestles him probably, and also can knock him out. I think Duraev is much more talented than Buckley. If Buckley got that weird ass guy again in his corner, then Duraev definitely defeats him. Just kidding. I just think Duraev wins here. I think if Buckley wins, he has to knock him out early. If not, Duraev wins.
I'm on the other side with you. I like Buckley in this one. I'll take him as a dog. Listen, Duraev's good. After contender, I'm like, holy shit, we have a new contender at 185. But man, I was just not impressed at all with the Kopilov fight. Look, got tired, got dropped in the third round, almost got finished. Listen, he ended up grinding it out. I get it, but like I was not impressed. And the win over a contender, Kyle Betancourt's not that good. And honestly, looking back at the wins now, Clifford, Starks and stuff, like these are not that great of wins when you look back. Whereas Buckley, I get it. Like, I mean, the Zach Sand fight was close, and some of these fights have been competitive. He's come back and won, but I mean, he's in the UFC. He's beating these guys. He's knocking them out. He's a younger guy in this fight. He's got some advantages here, guys. Like, he's a little bit longer, southpaw. There's just some things I like about him here, and I think the fight is again, I think it's closer to like an even fight. So I'll take Buckley, man. I think he can make some improvements. Honestly, Marcel, I was not sold on him coming to the UFC. I thought he wasn't that good coming from Bellator. I'm like, this guy's not that good. I've been impressed by the guy. I think he's underrated, and I think he can get the job done here. So I'll take Buckley here, guys. Looking at some of the comments here, and Ryan, no problem, man. I appreciate it too, man. I appreciate the compliment. Duraev's no power. I think he's got some power, but I think Buckley's got more. Buckley by knockout. There we go. Interested in Buckley too. Wrestling's good enough. That's what I'm saying. I think the wrestling's really improved. Buckley will think Duraev's Chimaev and will fight angry. That's funny.
Actually, it's funny. Like Kutatelas is fighting the fight before, probably Chimaev in his corner, and then after that Buckley fight, and that's Chimaev to Darren Till. Is this that guy that talked to you last time? Remember when Buckley challenged Till to fight, and then Chimaev is like, who is that guy?
That's funny. Yeah, it should be a good fight, though. I'm looking forward to this fight. This whole main card is fire, man. And speaking of fire, I mean, this next fight, Tim Means versus Kevin Holland. This is another fantastic fight. Kevin Holland minus 220, Tim Means plus 185. Who do you think, Marcel? The Trailblazer or the Dirty Bird?
I want you to go first in this one.
Yeah, I mean, listen, Tim Means is one of my favorite fighters, man. I love the guy. I've always loved the guy. But at the same time, he is 38 years old now. He is getting up there. And, he has been knocked out a couple times, or dropped, I should say. And he obviously got knocked out against Price. But he's been dropped. I mean, listen, he's won 3 straight fights. He's a great technical striker, but Holland, I think, is probably just as good on the feet now. And on the ground, I think Holland's got the better submissions. Tim's been submitted a couple times as well. Again, Holland much younger, Marcel. He's 8 years younger. He's only 30 years old, right? So 29 years old actually. Holland has a 6-inch reach advantage. He's a little bit taller. I like him at welterweight a lot. I think he's in the right division. He won't have to worry about wrestling. He doesn't have to worry about wrestling, guys. It's just a stand-up fight. Tim Means is a great striker. It should be competitive on the feet, but in the end, I think Holland will get the better of him and potentially finish him. I don't know, finish or decision, but I wouldn't be surprised if Holland knocked him out. I'll be honest with you, Marcel, just because Tim is getting a little bit up there in age. I think it should be a great fight while it lasts, but I got to go with Kevin Holland to win this fight, Marcel. What's your thoughts?
Yeah, probably the only Holland win we will get in a while, for Holland. Netherlands, Yeah. I feel like this will be a competitive fight for a long time, but I feel like at the end, I feel probably Holland will finish in the later rounds, maybe. Big possibility there. I like Holland's improvement so far, and he's finally in the division where he belongs, I think. So, I'm taking Kevin Holland here.
I'm with you on that one. Let's go to the next fight here. This is the co-main event, and this is a fight. Let me get these comments, actually, guys, before I stop this one. I have no idea why, but I used to get Rafa and Tim Means mixed up. I mean, they're both good strikers, good boxers. Holland is stopping opponents at crimes. No way. That's right. He's been stopping a lot of crimes. No, Holland's good, man. And like Marcel said, he has made some significant improvements. All right, Marcel, co-main event, Donald Cerrone against Joe Lozon. I think Joe said this is going to be the last fight of his career, I believe. I think he said that, Marcel. This fight was supposed to take place at UFC 274, I believe it was, last month, and Cerrone got sick. I can't remember who you picked, but we both picked Lozon, right? In that card?
Yeah, for sure.
dude, especially knowing that Cerrone was sick, I think Lauzon definitely would have knocked him out. Marcel?
Yeah.
Hopefully, I was just joking about that, but hopefully he's healthy now that we see the fight, because I think it's a good fight. But I'm not changing my pick. I'm still going with Joe Lauzon. I think he knocks him out still. Marcel, your thoughts?
Yeah, I'm definitely going with Joe Lauzon on this one as well. I also think he will stop him. I don't know if he does it early or late, but I think I'm going with an early knockout in this one for Joe Lauzon. I think Lauzon still has the power to do it, and Cerrone is really on the decline, in my opinion. So I'm taking Joe Lauzon.
Yeah, I agree with that. All right, last fight here, Marcel. The main event of UFC Austin. We got Calvin Kattar taking on Josh Emmett. Marcel, this is a fantastic fight here. And the odds for this one, Calvin Kattar minus 255, Josh Emmett plus 215. Give me your thoughts on the main event, Marcel.
Yeah, so we all know Josh Emmett has that crazy knockout power, right? Always fights hard. Calvin Kattar, we were kind of worried, let's be honest, when he came back to Giga after that Max Holloway beat down. But he beat down Giga. So I was like, it's kind of like 1 year later, completely changed. If Emmett wants to win, he has to do it early, I think. Longer the fight goes, I favor Kattar. And I think we're going to see 5 rounds. And I'm picking Calvin Kattar to win there. Yeah,
I think it should be a great fight. Emmett's got an insane amount of power, obviously. Like you said, Marcel, he's got a ton of knockouts in the UFC.
Mm-hmm.
I also think he's been in a lot of wars too, and both guys have. I mean, they're both guys that, have pretty good chins. Only one knockout loss, obviously, for Emmett, and then Kattar really showed an iron chin. The thing is, here's the thing, Marcel. Emmett, he's never been in the 5 rounds, right? That's the one thing that's kind of bothering me here. I think Emmett's really good. I think he could get a knockout, could be the guy that stops Kattar, but overall, I think Kattar, more proven over 5 rounds, better cardio, I think, more durability probably as well. Kattar's 5 inches taller as well, 2 inches of reach as well, 3 years younger. Josh is a great fighter. I'm actually surprised, he's 37 years old, Marcel. He doesn't seem like it, right? But he's getting up there a little bit now. Hasn't been super active the last year. He's been in some wars. I think it's a competitive fight, Marcel. Maybe a little bit closer than the odds indicate, Marcel, but I got to go with Calvin Kattar here, guys. Probably wins the decision. That's my feeling here, Marcel, but it's a great fight. We get some comments here. Joe likes Emmett by knockout. I mean, it's possible. And he's got power. Kattar's tough. He sure is. Emmett's chin's fading a little bit. I think he's been dropped a couple times, right? But he's still very tough and got power. Kattar's chin's unbreakable. I mean, listen, it'll break at some point. It will. Everyone's, including Max. Max always will break it too. Max is the guy that's the most strikes will be knocked out, but it'll happen at some point. Emmett's only chance of sleeping him, possibly, right? Emmett's volume is a concern. My initial thoughts, Kattar styles. Yeah, I think he wins the decision too. So I think we're on the same page on this one, Marcel. Kattar by decision. All right, that's it for UFC Austin. Marcel, I just want to talk about PFL really quickly. We'll go for just a couple minutes here. We have a PFL bonus preview for you guys here. PFL Week 4. We do have odds actually. We'll do this really quickly though, Marcel. Quick picks for this one. Get your thoughts on the fights, Marcel. Just pull it up here 1 second. All right, let's go through these fights quickly, guys. We got a middleweight fight here, light heavyweight fight. Excuse me, Martin Hamlet against Josh Silveira. Right now, we got Silveira minus 160, Hamlet plus 130. The odds flipped. For some reason, the odds makers open Hamlet as the favorite, which I don't get. I like Josh Silveira in this fight, Marcel. I think he wins. Any thoughts?
I like Josh Silveira as well.
Yeah, and again, if you got him at plus money, that was a good bet. Next fight here, Rob Wilkinson versus Victor Pesta. Wilkinson minus 300, Pesta plus 240. I mean, how do you pick Pesta, Marcel? I can't do it. Rob Wilkinson, I think, gets the job done here. Your thoughts?
Yeah, Pesta sounds like pesto, and I don't like it, so I'm going with Wilkinson.
You have to call him the sauce. That's his nickname now, okay?
The sauce. Oh, my God.
Yeah. The sauce Pesta. Next fight, 205 again, Emiliano Sordi, He-Man against Della Monte. That's the guy that got smashed by Toyo Carlos Jr. Sordi minus 300, Monte plus 240. Sordi wins. Another, I think, PF, a lot of the favorites win, I think Sordi by knockout probably, Marcel. Your thoughts?
Yeah, same. I feel sometimes these matchmakers by PFL really favor for a certain fight.
Oh, yeah, they do.
Beat another one.
They're trying to move on in the tournament. There's no doubt.
Yeah.
Next fight is lightweight Marcel Nathan Schulte against Marcin Held. This is interesting. The odds for this one actually Held open as the favorite. Now Schulte's the favorite, minus 160, plus 130 and Held. I'm surprised the open Held is the favorite. I like Schulte to win this fight. More proven in this promotion. I think the guy's underrated. I know he just lost to OAM. It was a very close fight. I think Schulte by decision, Marcel. You?
Yeah, I'm picking Schulte by decision as well. By the way, Dirty Rack 22 asking who we picked. We picked Lauzon both.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, we picked We picked Lozon by knockout. I mean, I'm taking him by knockout. I think you are too.
Me too, yeah.
Yeah. Next fight, Omar Akhmedov versus Tio Adoris Akustalilis. I can't even pronounce this guy's last name, to be honest with you. Minus 500, Omari. Teodoris plus 375. I mean, I don't think this guy's that good, but like Omari at minus 500, Marcel, like, I don't know. Like, it seems kind of high. You know, this guy that paid, right?
As long as he not pulls another stunt like last time when he lost to,
late Jordan Young, the guy who passed away. Yeah. So he should win, right? Like, he should, but yeah, I mean, minus 500 is kind of crazy on the guy. I mean, it's not crazy. I mean, you know, he should win, but I just don't trust it enough to like. There's other guys I like better at cheaper prices on this card. We'll just say that. Like, I like Sorty a lot better. All right, let's go to the main card here. Marcel, Jeremy Stevens, minus 700 against Miles Price, plus 450. Gee, Marcel, I wonder who the PFL matchmakers want to win this fight. Jeremy Stevens by first round knockout. Your thoughts?
Yeah, most likely, man. Most likely.
Roush Manfield against OAM. OAM minus 200. Manfield plus 160. Finally, a dog pick. Give me Roush Manfield. Every time, Marcel, this guy's an underdog. He keeps pulling off the wins. Like, looking at his resume, he was a dog against Don Madge. He was a dog against Lloyd Radzabov. He was a dog against Clay Collard. He was a dog against Anthony Pettis. He's won 4 straight fights as an underdog. I'm not picking against him, Marcel. I'm going with Roush Manfield by decision. Who do you like?
Kind of 50-50 on this one, but I also favoring Roush Manfield a little bit.
Here we go, baby. We got a dog pick. Consensus dog, guys. Roush Manfield. Co-main event, Antonio Carlos Jr. against Bruce C. Soto. G. Marcel, again, I wonder who they want to win this fight. Minus 1,000 on Carlos Jr., plus 600 Soto. Carlos Jr. wins by first round submission, I think. Easy fight.
The smartest decision ever made by Carlos Jr. to sign with PFL.
Oh, easily. I remember when he got cut, I was like, this is great for him. Like, I think guys like him, they're not like top 15, they're borderline top 15. They're better off, Marcel, going to PFL to win that million because they're not going to win $1 million in the UFC. You know, they're not going to be champs. So I like Carlos Jr. And then main event, Marcel, Clay Collard versus Alexander Martinez. Collard minus 205, Martinez plus 165. I'm surprised the line's only minus 205. I think Collard should be a much bigger favorite.
I agree with you.
Clay Collard wins this fight, right? Yeah. I like him here. You like him too?
Yeah.
Awesome, man. Gets a couple comments here, and we're going to get out here, guys. Hey, Andrew, what's up, man? He did really well. Great job in the picks, man. Nice job. Nice job. My picks were not that good last night. It is what it is, though. When's Brett Martin fighting? Not sure. I mean, he signed with PFL, but he had an issue with his manager. Excuse me. MVP and Perry. Yeah, that's a fight we'll talk about, Marcel. Came out of fucking nowhere, right? Like, I'm surprised by this fight. Risky for Bellator, because if MVP goes and gets knocked out, I mean, it loses a lot of its value, right? But I you know what? Good for Bellator for letting him go there. I mean, getting some money and getting paid. I think Page can win this fight. You know, I think he can style on Mike Perry a little bit, but you know, Mike Perry's tough guy. So, any thoughts?
Yeah, how do I say this in a nice way? I don't give a fuck. It's bare knuckle. I barely don't watch that shit, to be honest. And both are not really my favorite fighters anyway. So, yeah, MVP can win. Even Perry can win if he got the knockout power there. But I don't know, man. Don't really care. I actually want to reply to 8 Locos comments. Yeah. I wondered that as well, man, because that translate button was always very good with the Russian or Portuguese post, so you can read it. Now it's difficult to read. And also Instagram, you guys suck with that update, you know. It's barely not scrollable anymore, and the comments are annoying to read. Just Instagram in its whole sucked since the last 2-3 weeks. So, yeah.
Yeah, fair enough. I think we get out of here, guys. I got to go. I have like literally 20 minutes to check out here, Marcel. So I got to go. Appreciate you guys joining us, man. I mean, we did this bonus podcast here again. No podcast tomorrow or Tuesday, but hope you guys have a great week. We'll be back next Monday. We'll be recapping UFC Austin. Marcel, plug your stuff. We'll get out of here, my friend.
Yeah, man. By the way, thanks for taking the time doing this, Adam. It's always appreciated. Definitely during your vacation. You're great, man. Big Marcel 24, Twitter, Instagram, Eurosport.nl, mixed martial arts section.
Yeah, no problem, Marcel. I appreciate you guys listening, and obviously Marcel working with me with the time. I know it's not easy for either of us right now, but hope you guys enjoyed the podcast today and the recap one. If you missed it, go back and watch that. You guys can follow me on Twitter at @AdamMartin Podcast, MMAOBdaily.com, so our YouTube, iTunes, Spotify, all those places. Bookies.com, my best bets there as always every week. Sportsbook analysis as well and reviews. MMAOBdaily.com got all the odds. We didn't talk about Road to UFC as well, by the way, Marcel. There's one thing we missed, but that's also something that took place this week. I know a couple guys got signed to the UFC. A couple upsets there as well. And then, of course, MiamiNews.com. But, yeah, I hope you guys have a great week. I'm enjoying my trip. got one more week and be back to normal. So yeah, it's a lot of fun, man, and I appreciate you guys. Thanks so much, Smoker Steve. I appreciate that, buddy. Hope you guys have a great week, and I'll be back next Monday with Marcel to